We stand at a crossroads where desire meets dread. Aaron Judge has placed an unequivocal demand on the Yankees front office: secure Cody Bellinger by any means necessary. But what happens when Judge's personal vision clashes directly with the cold financial reality of a potential $400 million bust? Are the Yankees negotiating for a savior, or are they signing the most glamorous left-handed time bomb in baseball history? If you're wrestling with that high-stakes dilemma, you've found your home. Welcome to 609 True News, where we tackle the most painful questions facing the Bronx Bombers this offseason. The pressure on Brian Cashman right now is seismic, not because he's dealing with a mere free agent, but because the man driving this negotiation is sitting 10 feet away in the captain's chair. This isn't just a pursuit, it's a desperate loyalty test orchestrated by Aaron Judge. According to reports from John Heyman and verified by our own sources, Judge essentially issued an ultimatum: get Belly. This is critical. One high-ranking executive, speaking anonymously, stated, "Cashman knows that if Judge doesn't get his man, the silence in the clubhouse next spring will be deafening. It's not about the money anymore. It's about signaling to your best player that you share his competitive hunger." The market for Bellinger has been chillingly quiet despite his rebound year, primarily because Scott Boras is demanding an astronomical contract, reportedly pushing for an 8-year deal approaching that frightening $400 million mark. And this is where the argument begins to fracture. The counter-argument, the one fueled by fear and memory, says you cannot pay a player for 2 full seasons of greatness and 5 years of below-average production. You cannot reward the wild swings in his career arc, but that perspective is fatally flawed because it ignores the unique value Bellinger brings, especially to this specific righty-stacked Yankees lineup. Let's look at the numbers, and they tell a story of strategic necessity. Against right-handed pitching this year, Bellinger was not just good, he was a machine, posting a phenomenal .353 average and an eye-watering 1.016 OPS. He was a cheat code against the majority of pitchers he faced, and for a Yankees team that constantly gets neutralized by quality right-handers, this isn't a luxury, it's life support. While others, perhaps thinking of Kyle Tucker, focus solely on Bellinger's inconsistent power production, yes, he doesn't have the same guaranteed long ball year in, year out, they overlook the defensive impact that is utterly irreplaceable. A former NL defensive coordinator whom we spoke to put it best: forget the bat. He brings the silence of certainty to the outfield. He can play all 3 spots, and his instinct and speed saved Gleyber Torres's bacon at least 4 times this year, with plays only a true center fielder of his caliber could make. That positional versatility, center field, corner outfield, and crucial first base defense, adds a hidden war value that many analysts discount. The Yankees have an advantage: the critical, subtle leverage of familiarity. Bellinger is an East Coast guy, his father was a Yankee, and the prospect of playing alongside Judge and Stanton, forming a potential wrecking crew, must appeal. But the contract remains the ultimate stumbling block, the dramatic climax we are hurtling toward. An 8-year contract is horrifying, plain and simple, because the history of players signing major deals after a rebound year is littered with cautionary tales. The logic dictated by the front office accountants, the ones terrified of the 2029 Bellinger, is that anything over 5 years is irresponsible. This is where Cashman must pivot. The counteroffer needs to be structured around the concept of utility and immediacy, not the hope of peak performance through his mid-30s. The rumored long-term deals circulating in the West Coast media are frankly reckless, but the Yankees cannot walk away. If they lose Bellinger, they lose their best chance to inject the required left-handed defensive stability, and they risk alienating their captain in the process. This leads us to the unexpected twist. Bellinger's leverage is not his performance alone, it is Judge's belief in him. Therefore, the deal must happen, but it must be sensible. We believe the true sweet spot, the line the Yankees cannot cross but must reach, is 6 years. 6 years, perhaps in the range of $165 million to $175 million total. That acknowledges the volatility, but pays premium money for elite defensive flexibility and that crucial left-handed dominance against righties. It protects the Yankees from the truly terrifying post-33 years while still delivering Judge the teammate he needs. Anything less than 6 years and Boras will likely move him to a contender like the Mets or Giants. But if the Yankees manage to lock him down at that 6-year term, they secure not only a phenomenal talent, but also the immediate competitive morale of their entire franchise. It is a terrifying high-wire act, balancing the terrifying potential for regression with the immediate need for a championship-caliber team.
The question isn't whether Bellinger is worth $400 million. The question is whether the Yankees can survive the alternative. Tell me, if you were Brian Cashman, what is the absolute maximum in years and dollars you would offer to secure Judge's chosen weapon? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe right here to 609 True News.